Hello, YouTube, and it's me again. So, yes, you read that title right. Wonder Woman 3 is not moving forward with Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot. So I will basically direct you to the Hollywood Reporter. It should be like one of the first things you see on their website, because this is a very in-depth and very long article. I would suggest you just go to their website and read everything, because it's breaking down not just this Wonder Woman news, but everything else. So, yeah, my first reaction to this, I was disappointed. And I remember seeing a tweet from Gal Gadot today, earlier, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're getting ready to start on Wonder Woman 3, or I don't know. And then this comes out, I'm wondering if she was probably going to go into a meeting and maybe she was hopeful. I don't know. We'll never know. So it's not moving forward. And so now, if you go into the article, you'll see a lot of things are in flux. They're kind of assuming that Aquaman, this next one that's coming out, is going to be the last movie. There's some reports of like the Flash movie being unlocked, or what they're going to do with that. I'm not entirely sure. I knew that wasn't going to last, because in January, Ezra Miller has to go to court. So there's that. I knew that wasn't going to come through. Anyone could see that. And also, this is kind of being speculated, but it is in the article, that once again, Henry Cavill, him as Superman is up in the air, because the Black Adam sequel is probably not going to be in the works. And if you've seen, certain videos talking about the Black Adam box office, it has not been good. The Rock says otherwise, and certain analysts have, kind of trying to break it down, and, maybe losing Warner Brothers millions or gajillions of dollars or whatever. And so that kind of indicates that they might not do a sequel. I don't think they will, and everything. So, it seems like with all this stuff, that James Gunn and Peter Safran are doing a hard reboot, which I'm like, yeah, I understand that wholeheartedly. But I just feel like Wonder Woman, even though, yes, she was, the character was in the Justice League movies and whatever, I feel like that was the better part of the DCEU. The same thing with Shazam, the same thing with Birds of Prey, because those were the furthest from the Zack Snyder movies, in my opinion. Those are the ones I actually enjoyed. And the second Wonder Woman movie, yes, it wasn't good, but look at the MCU. Thor: The Dark World is held as the worst sequel ever, and look at it now. People don't like Love and Thunder, but still, the character is still there. And he has 4 movies. So, there's that. But anyway, this is kind of heartbreaking. And, I was thinking like maybe they're going to do a recast and reboot or whatever. I just think it's too soon. And I will say I still do trust James Gunn and Peter Safran. I don't know of Peter Safran like that. More so James Gunn. I love his work. I do have trust in him, obviously when it comes to certain things. But when you look at the overall picture, this is still a kind of messy and confusing situation, because we're kind of in this state of flux of DC Universe where, this is not the first time something like this has happened. This has happened, like if this was like, let's just say they were consistent, like with their actors, like to say that Ben Affleck was still here and everybody else was still here, and they were able to like do a clean slate, then I would understand. Kind of like what X-Men did, after Days of Future Past. But this is not that at all. Like, the DC universe, even before James Gunn, before all this, was always in flux. Ben Affleck leaving, the whole Ray Fisher situation, the directors always leaving, the writers always leaving. Like, the Flash movie has been in developmental hell ever since the TV show, the version of the Flash, came out. Like, it's been some of these projects that have been announced, not announced, Nightwing movie, this movie, that movie. Like, there's been so many projects that people don't even know about that were announced that are not happening anymore. The Green Lantern stuff, like there are so many, and they've been doing this for years. And, you know, I just never had confidence in Warner Brothers Discovery, or Warner Brothers before Discovery even came with this stuff. And now with this, once again, I put my trust in James Gunn. I feel like he does want to be creative. He does want to get characters on here. He does want DC to succeed. And I do too, because I know the value of these characters, because I grew up with these characters. And plus, I've watched the Arrowverse. I know the potential of these characters, when they should be on the big screen and given the money and everything to really showcase these characters a great light like the MCU has. What I do not trust is the Discovery part. I still don't trust David Zaslav. I really don't. But hopefully this partnership will come through. Apparently they're meeting this week to pitch their stuff and everything. Hopefully everything comes through. But this does not bode well for the movies that are coming out next year. What about Shazam? Do people even want to see Aquaman now? Considering it's like, well, we're never going to see him again, But what are your thoughts on this? It's a very kind of up and down situation. It's kind of like a balancing scale. Leave your comments down below, and bye, YouTube.